Hi guys, welcome back to This African Perspective. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so today's episode is another episode on being broke. Okay, you know what I mean? When you're totally broke and you have nothing, you might have some money, but at the end of the day, that money is just going towards bills and it's not going towards, and maybe it's not even completely paying the bills because there are a lot of people who actually have debt on them. Maybe before their paycheck actually comes in, you're actually taking a loan, you're borrowing money in order to survive. So that is what is going on. The amount of brokenness and struggle. We are living like a struggle lifestyle where everything we're doing is just trying to make sure we keep afloat, we stay alive so that we don't pass out, we don't do. So that's just what is going on. And so this video is going to be TikTok rant on how inflation has really wrecked a lot of people's life. It's presently wrecking. I can't wait for the day all of this will stop. But for now, while it's still ongoing, I guess the only way we can feel better and cheer ourselves on is saying that we're not the only ones going through it, okay? And that you are not the only person that is broke. I am broke too. We're in this together, okay? So cheer up. Anyways, but before we get right into this video, make sure you please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Subscribing is actually free, okay? And leave your thoughts in the comment section by the end of this video. Let's get right into it.
Is anybody else broke as fuck right now like me?
Yes, girl. Yes. We are all broke. I just opened up a new credit card yesterday just to make sure that we can have groceries this month. Opened up a new credit card, racked it up, maxed it out to make sure that we have food for the month.
Who remembers when this used to be a lot of money, but now it's just 3 months rent?
How come every time I leave the house, it's like $100? Like, why is the outside like this expensive? Like, what am I doing? What am I spending my money on? Someone take my credit card from me.
Okay, so one thing that I started practicing for myself, I think a long time ago, is I realized I sat down and I was calculating. I noticed every time I go out, when you're like, oh, let me go and have fun outside. Anytime I go out, it seems to be like, going out is not free, okay? You cannot just go outside. You're just gonna spend money the moment you go outside, even if it's a little, but still. So when you sit down at home, you don't go anywhere. You tend to save more. You tend to not have, you tend to not spend much. Maybe you only spend it on things that are necessary. But going out is actually luxury. For those of you who have the chance to be going out a lot, you people are rich kids, okay?
Y'all, so I'm about to go home and make burgers. And today I went to Aldi. I got the meat for 4 burger patties, and it was about $8 or $9. And then I just left Jewel because I got home and I was like, oh, I don't have no toppings. Let me run to Jewel, get some toppings. I bought bacon, lettuce, and 2 tomatoes. And that was $30. So altogether, for me to go home and cook burgers myself, I spent about $40. I could have just went in and bought me a quarter pounder from McDonald's. So when y'all ask me why I keep eating McDonald's, why I won't cook at home, it would have saved me time and maybe a little bit of money if I'd have just went to McDonald's.
The greed of capitalism is ruining everything. Like, everything we buy, shitty. Every experience we pay for, awful. All because like 10 guys at the top of every company want to buy their 6th vacation home. Can't buy decent clothes. They're all made of literal plastic. Can't go to a concert. We have to make sure the CEO of Ticketmaster's great-great-great-grandchild never has to work a day in his life. If you can afford to go on vacation, you have to bookend it with the 2 most miserable days of your entire life, sitting like this on an airplane for 3, 4, 10 hours after you paid $1,000. Can't buy a single item of food that isn't going to give you cancer one day. Can't afford to put your kid in daycare. Can't afford to stay home. Cannot do a Google search without trusting that what it gives you is not just something someone paid to put in front of you. I know capitalism is not new, but it feels new. The speed at which everything we do, every interaction we have, every experience we have, everything we buy is being made so incredibly worse just for everyone because of greedy people at the top.
Tell you, the more information you actually know and find out about how the whole world works and how evil our governments and all those elites are and all those corporations, the more you just feel very fed up with this world. Like, the whole thing is not going to be funny anymore. Like, everything will just be so clear right before your eyes, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I know for a fact this probably will not get seen by anybody, but I've seen so many videos talking about it, and I can't help but relate, because like, I'm tired of working 55-ish hours a week and not being able to afford anything. Like, I am a month and a half behind on my rent, and my landlord keeps texting me, and it's valid because I'm a month and a half behind, but at the same time, I'm always thinking to myself, I gotta prioritize like food or gas to get to and from work, and everything costs so fucking much, and it's just so fucking difficult. It's so exhausting. Like, always having to choose between your necessities. Like, oh, am I gonna pay my electric bill, or am I gonna pay my gas bill? Am I going to buy groceries enough to sustain me, or am I gonna like pay my rent on time for once? And I've just been so far behind for so long. It's so exhausting, and it's so dehumanizing. Like, getting those texts, getting those messages from my landlord, and even before I lived at the place I'm living at now, getting them from my like apartment complex. It's just so exhausting, and you feel subhuman. And at some level, I feel bad that I'm not able to. Like, I feel like I'm a bad person because I can't pay certain things on time or in whole. Sorry. It's just so exhausting. Like, right now, I'm dealing with the fact that I had my whole rent in money order form, but then we meaning me and my girl, we needed to get gas, groceries, and like a essential bill, like phone bill, paid, and it took up a good chunk of it. It took up $275 of it, and I don't know what I'm going to tell him, because that's January rent that I had to pull from. It's just, and like, I'm not even thinking about February, March. I'm like, because I'm so far behind all the time, and it's so exhausting.
Let me tell you, I don't know if I'm the only one who is practicing this. When I go to the store now, if I buy something, I try to not look at the receipt, neither do I look at the price, because if you look at it, your heart, you're going to have a heart attack. So try not to look at it, to keep from crying, okay?
And everything costs so fucking much, and it's just so fucking difficult. It's so...
I'm going to be honest with you. If inflation is the reason why you're struggling, you were already struggling beforehand. If inflation is the reason why you're on the brink of homelessness, you were already struggling beforehand. It's not inflation's fault. Yeah, things are more expensive, but they're not that much more expensive. The issue is, you probably have a low-value, low-skill job that doesn't make a lot of money, and so you've always been struggling. It's not an inflation this year type thing. The best advice I give to people in this situation is, you need different skills. That's really where it comes down to. You need different skills, or better skills, that you can trade to an employer for money. Once you do that, I guarantee you won't have a problem with inflation. Whether it's 3% like on usual years, or 9%, 10% like it was the last year, you'll be fine. If inflation is the reason why it's happening, you got bigger problems.
You know, when I see videos like this and I see people like this talking, I kind of understand that maybe some of us are living like in a whole different world. I think some people are on another different dimension as to the dimension most of us are in, because they can't relate. So, you know, just understand.
Oh, I think I've reached my breaking point with this whole inflation nonsense that everyone is going through. You see this picture? these handful of items that I bought today at Whole Foods, what do you think this cost me? 50, 60, 70, maybe like pushing it, let's say 80? All this was $120. And I go, okay, it's Sunday, let's stock up on a few things for the week. Just based on budget alone, I'm gonna have to make this last like 10 days. And all I got was 2 bottles of water, 2 tomatoes, a steak, that was a little pricey, but whatever, I don't get it that often. Some burrata, a sushi roll, some ice cream, pesto, 2 avocados, bacon, and then these like crispy bars that I eat in the morning for breakfast. Feel free to pause and look over the receipt if you really care that much. I am by no means asking for anyone's opinion on my budgeting or spending habits, what I buy, where I shop from. This is more just a comment on my shock and I guess like frustration about the state of finances in this country and what circumstances and policies have led to this happening. Again, this is not a political commentary. Keep your opinions to yourselves. But my God, it just feels so fucking hard to like get ahead and do anything financially.
Hey Rats, I'm a teacher and I can barely afford to pay rent with my salary. My salary bi-weekly is basically my rent minus $500. Guess how much my car is? $400. Guess how much insurance is? $100. Oh yeah, that's right. You do the math. I'm left with owing money at the end of the month. That's not even with groceries. Holy shit. That's not even with groceries. I realize every single month I am transferring money out of savings into my checking and I am not. Just had the realization in the car that I'm actually going to go into debt if I continue being a teacher. Like genuinely. Wow. Oh, I'm like literally having a crisis right now. I'm going to have a panic attack right now. I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. Knowing every single month that most of my money is literally like, I don't have money. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to pay off my credit card this month. I don't know. All right. Well, Rats, peace and blessings. And I hope you can afford your rent today and groceries and your car and insurance and life. Bye.
I don't need to budget. Prices either need to go down or my pay needs to go up.
Literally everything he just said was facts. Because at this point, I think like we past surviving. Like we fed, everybody's fed up, bro. Everybody is fed up. They tell you to go to college, you go to college. You get debt, you come out of college, you can't even find a job because you don't got experience. Then they talking about internships without pay. When I found out, I was like, what? I'm giving you time and you're not paying me? No. People are really out here like contemplating if they should pay the bills or they should like pay the medicine. Like it's absolutely absurd that like we're living in times where like at this point you got to pay to die. Like God forbid you break your arm or you go get a checkup at the ER. Like then like the old heads are absolutely clueless because they're telling you, oh, like you're just lazy. This generation is just lazy. Go out and get a job. Like the whole American dream. Stop. Because if the next old person that comes to me and tells me that, oh, it's because I'm lazy, I'm not trying hard enough, or like you see how dumb you sound. Now you got to get slapped because we're not living in the same time. So I'm gonna need you to wake up.
Welcome to the first unboxing of my very first big girl paycheck. I work for Target in their food distribution center, and I've never had a big girl job before. I've always worked at like a pool where I make below minimum wage. Oh my gosh. Fuck taxes! That took like $200 out of it. $250 out of it. You know, now I know why they threw all that tea in the goddamn river.
That ain't no big girl paycheck. But anyways, guys, I want you guys to use the comment section as a way to actually, vent if you have any frustrations you're dealing with, like if you are, dealing with all these things and inflation is actually affecting you and you are not living in another different dimension as to us, the normal beings. Just use this platform to actually just vent, talk about however you feel, and I hope it helps make you feel better. And you guys, that's it for this video. Make sure you please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. And also make sure you leave your thoughts in the comment section. Vent away. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.